Road here with just a little look about at the one of the things that keeps me coming back to this town. One of the amenities that I use, keeps me clean, keeps me healthy, and it's one of the things about this town that contributes to its stress-free environment, at least for me. It's the gym. This is one of two gyms that I actually go to. This is the upstairs. It's an old school. It's been converted into a gym. This is used by the gymnastics, which I don't, you gotta have a special, I think it's for kids. There's a lady here. There's a hair salon. And then those are the locker rooms over there, and they're like school lockers. And often is the case, as well as the other gym. See, I have this key, it's 24-hour access. It's a digital key. And as you can see, I got it to myself. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Saturdays is it's the best day to go if you don't want anybody but yourself here. There's a lot of really strong guys that are in this gym. It's only 20 bucks a month. This is one of my favorite pieces of equipment. Smith machine. You can do so many good things on it. So it's pretty old-fashioned and blood and guts, I guess you can call it. Old-fashioned, but very effective. And I tell you, I really appreciate it. It's one of the things that keep me coming back to this town. I mean, how many places in America are you going to come across it's got a relaxed environment like this, and where you're going to be able to come in. If you leave something hanging up or something in one of the lockers, nobody will bother it. See these lockers here? Like last year I was here, and you see like that stuff. Just kind of pick one of the lockers and just kind of, put something in it. And last year I put some blankets that I had as a sort of emergency in case I went back to my camp where I stay out in the woods. And let's say, heaven forbid, it's always a possibility that somebody could have found the camp. A couple of people that might have thought it'd be fun to slash the tent, and pour water all over my sleeping bag or something like that. I mean, vandals, Let's say I went back at night after hanging out in town and working out or whatever, and I go back and I find my tent in such a, a state. Well, I grabbed myself some, bought myself a couple of blankets at the thrift store, and I stashed them in one of the lockers. It's actually up here in the locker room, which I'm not going to bring the camera in there. You're not supposed to, for obvious reasons. But I left, went to another town, and stayed in the RV, which, of course, if you go to my videos and just scroll down a couple of months back, you'll see me in the RV. I left those things for over 5 months. Came back, and they were still in there. Nobody bothered them. I didn't have a lock on the locker or nothing. Totally cool people up here. There's good people in St. Mary's. It is starting to change. And I noticed there's some people that are transplants from bigger cities and stuff moving in. And I'm starting to catch a wind that this town is due for some of the ugly changes that we see in other towns. It's on its way. But I think it's got a couple of good years left. Because we're just barely starting to see it. But it's pretty inexpensive to live here. It's relatively stress-free. And then I got the other gym, and that one is 30 bucks a month, and that's where I get the punching bag. And I, go many times. Like right now, I could probably go there and have the place to myself too. And of course, I'll sometimes sit around and watch videos and kill some time, charge my phone, charge my battery packs, and I get my showers. 20 bucks. 20 bucks a month in a stress-free environment. As you can see, a lot of times, you know, if I pick the right times, I got the place to myself. So anyways, one of the reasons why I stay in this town, one of the cool things about this town, it's very stress-free compared to most other parts of America. If I was in some town in Ohio, I wouldn't feel so comfortable. I probably wouldn't have the place to myself. Probably wouldn't be able to trust a couple of blankets in a locker without a lock to be there for very long before somebody decided to just grab them and do something with it. I probably wouldn't be able to walk back and forth from where I'm at in the woods at stealth camp back to town, hang around, get food, do whatever I do, and then walk back and not be meddled with by people and police and people catching on and not liking it. So there's something very special about this place. I'm sort of like, you know, I call myself like an amphibian of the world. I'm sort of like a thermometer that can really detect the temperature. You know, if anything's wrong in an environment or something, I pick up on it really quick because I'm the weakest member of society and I'm extraordinarily sensitive. So sensitive to changes, and I'm sensitive to energy and stuff. And you know, water seeks its own level. So if there's trouble, a trouble is kind of like water, and it goes to the lowest level first until it finally fills up. And me being the weakest member of society and being the outcast of it all, always, you know, that way, the water will seek that level, and I'm the first one to feel it, feel those changes. And that's why I call myself like the amphibian. And the reason I say that is because amphibians are very sensitive, and they're the first to feel the changes in the ecological environment. And likewise, I'm one of the first ones to feel the changes in a town or in a community. And I'm saying this community is a pretty good place, and I feel that God has brought me here. It's one of the things, I mean, like I say, I won't go into the story, but I've had my personal revelation that I'm being watched over by, you know, the creator of the world and the universe, of which I believe there's only one. Which I try to keep that a little bit on the vague side. I have my own religious bias and stuff like that, but I've had a personal revelation with what I believe to be, you know, divine providence. And this is an area that I was brought to for a reason. And because I was brought here, I've been able to sustain my life as long as I have. And this gym is one part of it, as well as the other gym. Well, I just kind of wanted to ramble and say hi and kind of go into one of the things I like about this place. It's a sort of refuge. And there's another town, you know, that I can use. There's a couple of areas in this part of Pennsylvania, and I haven't found its equal. It's, you know, as far as equal and stress-free and equal and low, you know, inexpensive, and being able to pull it off under the radar, stealth camping and stuff, as long as I have anywhere else. And one of the reasons is because I am the only one out here in this town doing it. Now, if I was in a place where there was a problem with homelessness, absolutely no doubt, I have to accept the fact that a town must defend itself against, you know, those kind of invasions and, you know, forces that are will deteriorate a place. But this town, since it doesn't have anyone else in it but me, I'm hoping on, you know, sympathy, and, you know, hoping people will continue to be reasonable and would be reasonable if they happen to find out where I'm camping. Well, anyways, with that said, Noah Road, over and out.